Hi everybody! First off, I would like to apologize that I didn't post my video yesterday. The whole weekend was completely hectic, and Monday was my first sort of breath of fresh air. Even then, I had stuff to do. So, hope you don't mind, but I think you'll like this one. I'm going to be talking about miniseries. I really like miniseries. They range from like 4 hours to, well, the one that I'm going to really talk about today is 15. And they can really bring in and develop characters much better than movies. I really want miniseries to be bigger. I feel that they're underrated a lot. And so I'm pretty much today going to give you a rundown or give you quick explanations to a bunch of them that I recommend. I love them. They can bring an epic book and do it somewhat of justice. There's a ton of them out there. I feel like sci-fi really captures them and really realizes the importance of them because I haven't really seen any recently. The only one that I can think of that wasn't on a sci-fi channel was Mildred Pierce, and I haven't seen that one. I've been meaning to watch it, I haven't gotten around to it. A lot of the ones that I watch are in the 80s that aren't, if they're not sci-fi, like V Last Stand, Winds of War, which I'll get talking about because I'm currently watching that one and I'm in love. And I think that's actually it. I don't watch a lot, but I feel like I watch it more than other people. A little conceited of me, I know, but whatever. Okay, so let's get into the one that I'm currently obsessed with, which is Winds of War. It is amazing. It is this epic 15-hour long miniseries. I think it holds the record, or at least it's my record, because the next one down is 10th Kingdom, and that was about 10 hours. Well, I had 5 episodes that on TV would be 2 hours, so 10 hours. Whereas I think this one's really 15. I don't know. I'll check on that one if you guys are truly curious. But it starts in 1939, before the Polish invasion, and like a few months to get you to know the characters and everything. And then it goes through Poland, France, up to Pearl Harbor. And once it hits Pearl Harbor, it ends because I haven't finished it yet. It's centered around the Henry family. You have the father, who is the naval attaché for Berlin, for America in Berlin, and so he kind of gets to know a lot of the higher ups. He gets to know one of Hitler's generals. He meets Churchill. He has letter correspondence with FDR. He meets Hitler a few times. So you have him. You have his wife, who is the typical socialite, doesn't really realize what's going on, how bad that Germany is. And then you have their children, which it mainly centers around their middle son. But I'll start with the oldest. Their oldest, I'm blanking on his name. That's how often you see him. Is a naval officer or in the Navy. Well, he's a fighter pilot. Hi, Bryon. This is my dog. Then I'm gonna skip over the middle son because he takes a while, and I'm gonna move over to their youngest, their daughter, Madeline, Maddie, something like that. And she works for CBS, a broadcasting station. She works on the radio, which I'm kind of hoping she becomes bigger just because it's the radio. Okay, so that moves on to Bryon. Yes, he is named after little Bryon, and he is kind of floating around right now. He's a reservist in the Navy, but he's not really serious about it. If he gets called, he'll go, but he's not. He's current. You first see him when he goes to Italy. He's helping research for a book for this man, Aaron. I can't remember his last name, but he's Jewish. And then you have his niece. Yes, there is romance in this. This is mainly where you see it. And he works with the niece into helping her uncle write this book on Constantine. And got all them. I don't think I'm revealing too much, but it shows you how important the middle son is. They end up in Warsaw, like a few days before Germany attacks, and then they're there during the attacks, and it takes them a while to get out. And you see all that. You see the horror of it, trying to get out because they're neutrals right now. You see Hitler with his generals, all this stuff. You get more historical stuff. You don't just get this fictional family in this historical time. It's perfectly balanced. I'm so fascinated by the history. It's just really good. It's really good. Yeah, no, so that's Winds of War. There's a second part to it, from after Pearl Harbor to, I believe, the end of the war. I assume it's the end. And I don't know where that is, because Winds of War is on Netflix. Instant queue if you have Netflix. Let me broadcast Netflix again. Cannot underestimate the glory of it. Moving on to something a little bit more recent, that I love. It's okay. I have a little confession to make. Well, not confession, but I need to prepare you for what if you see this one and you hate it, because I've heard it's not that great by other people, but I love it. So you know when you really like something when you're little, it always has that it's always good value to it. You can realize that it's kind of bad when you're older, but you still love it. It's 10th Kingdom. It's kind of fantasy. It deals with the fairy tales, the Grimms. And actually, I forgot about that, but now that I say the Grimms, I remember. Anyway, if you watch it, you'll see what I mean. It's about 10 hours on TV, so cut that to an hour and a half each episode, times by 5. You do the 7.5 hours. I did the math. Be so proud of me. And it centers around this other world, which they have 9 kingdoms. The 10th kingdom is our world, according to some people. And it's 9 kingdoms. It's almost like each fairy tale has a kingdom. And there's like fairy tales within the kingdoms, of course. Like Cinderella has her own kingdom. Snow White had her own kingdom. Red Riding Hood has her own kingdom. I think actually there's one kingdom that's for the dwarves from Snow White. So that's a bit different. But it's fascinating because those queens, because they're queens, it's very, very good women. The women that changed the world, was, I think, or like a phrase or something like that. But they're very important women. And those stories are over. Snow White's stories has happened, and now she has a grandson, and that's actually who it focuses on. It focuses on her grandson, and the adventures he gets in with this father and daughter in New York, and getting help save the kingdoms from an evil queen. And so got that, and it's just fascinating. You see these stories that and then but they're done. So you see the repercussions, and you get another fairy tale. Okay, so I originally was going to have like this flash round of all these other miniseries that I like, but I realized what the time was, and I'm running out of time. So I'm basically just going to say, check out Sci-Fi Channel. They have a ton of miniseries that are great. And so really quickly, I'm going to go into the recommendation for the week, and that is, what movie could have been a better miniseries? For example, well, my example would be Tron. I feel that they didn't go into the lore enough. There was so much they could have done, and I think they really missed out by not extending it. So I'm running out of time, but thanks guys, and goodbye.